Hello, my name is Don and welcome to episode 44 of our Football Manager Let's Play with Blackburn Rovers. Today is the last game of the season. We take on Manchester City. We avoided relegation, we've done that after the Swans again. I'm not going to go through the results just because I want to kind of get this episode done, move on to next season. So, Man United won the league, that's the main thing, the main talking point. City in a battle for Europe. Say they're in a battle. I think Champions League is locked, so nothing to play for really for either side apart from they're playing for automatic Champions League or qualification place. We're playing with the same team as we played in the last game. I've been playing a lot of the younger lads. Chewbacca's in, Ollie Alt's in, Andy Simpson's in, Martin Gibson's in, McDonald and Knox are getting a shot at being a strike force together. Just giving all these young lads time to get game time while we're playing for nothing. And that's kind of the logic that I've went with since we guaranteed avoiding relegation. That's why I'm not going back through the results. Might do that at the end of the episode. In fact, I will do that at the end of the episode, genuinely. I think the last episode I recorded was like 2 or 3 on the bounce, so not in a habit of recording the previous action. At the same time, we've gone through, I've looked at all the players on my short list, removed a load of them, kept a few of them, and I've looked for some more players. Basically just anything that can set us in good stead going into the transfer window. There's one player, he's a midfielder, but he's a player that I've been keeping an eye on. I came across him in the Championship, I can't remember, I'm sure it was in a recorded game, and I said he looks very, very good. I wouldn't mind signing him at some point. He plays for West Brom. West Brom have just got relegated, so I'm going to make my move in the summer for him. He is a midfielder, but don't really need a midfielder, and it's probably going to cost us a chunk of our transfer budget. But I'm happy to do that if it gets this guy in, because he is going to be different class when he's developed, and 30 million will seem like a bargain. That also said, though, we do need to improve the positions where we need to improve. We're not going to just sign one player, so it depends on what our transfer budget is going to be. Hopefully we'll get to see that in this episode. Is City are all over us right now. Is that clearance falls straight for Coquelin, who's uncharacteristically going past players. Griezmann, good save by Chewbacca. Bran runs it out of play, goal kick to us. There's a few other players that I've looked at, like Fulton I'd love to replace, but a lot of the guys that are better than him, they're going to cost 20-30 million, and when I say better, I mean marginally. They're not going to be that guy that knocks us into suddenly Champions League, take us to the sort of Champions League qualification places. They're guys that are going to be mid-table Premiership, and I'm not willing to spend 30 million to stay mid-table Premiership. In reality, in terms of the improvement, it's just not a worthwhile improvement, and it was such a marginal improvement on every single one of them as well. And I think that's maybe the reason I'm looking at star ratings and taking it off that. So it might just be a backup that we signed for that position. We already have Ben Gibson. We'll have Guan, the Prince lad that we had last season anyway in the Championship. We'll have him coming back. He can fight. So we'll have guys coming back. We'll see where it takes us. We'll see what kind of options we have for the team next season, and we'll take it from there really. But defence, I don't know. I just don't see the options there that's going to improve our defence, which is frustrating as Scott Wharton heads away. Coquelin, it's a decent effort. Brandt is offside anyway. And other positions, I see a lot of strikers that we can go for, so that's probably going to be the priority. And fullbacks, there's a couple. I've got one that I've set out as a priority target. He's a young lad, he's maybe not quite ready to knock Charlie Taylor off just now, but he will be in a couple of years' time, and he's already ready to sort of have that battle with Charlie Taylor. So he could probably get 15 games this season fairly comfortably. Right back, I've not seen many options right back wise. Well, right wing back wise, but again, there's a couple, but I'm not that worried about it. We've got so many young lads developing. Ollie Alt will be really good once he develops into that position. Is in the back of the net, but John Stones was offside, so it's irrelevant. 23 minutes in, 0-0 at the Etihad. Charlie Taylor, it's just been wave after wave of City attack. It's not really that surprising. We've got a much better team, and we're playing our younger lads, giving them game time, trying to help them develop as much as we can. So it's not really that surprising. Good save there from Chewbacca. In other news, a lot of our coaches seem to be getting linked with managerial jobs, particularly our youth coaches, so I'm going to need to readdress that in the summer. I think we've already lost a couple towards the end of this season. I will look at getting a couple of replacements in towards this window, and I think there's another 1 or 2 going out. In fact, there's certainly one that's linked with he's a favourite for about 5 different managerial jobs in the lower tiers, so he's obviously doing really well as a coach for us. So it's a shame obviously to see these lads moving on, but it's very good to see that we're picking coaches that are able to go into management and hopefully have a successful career in management. Scott Wharton with the free kick, Simpson, Gibson, Lindoof. Gibson's another one, it's a strange one. He's now, it's a horrible misheader from Digbu, and that's got to be a goal. Chewbacca stays strong. The young goalkeeper who's nowhere near ready, by the way, stays strong and gets a hand on that. Martin Gibson's an interesting one. I'm getting told he's now got to be a lean championship player, so he might be able to get 20 games in a lower premiership team if we loan him out, which I might consider doing, and that would mean keeping Liam Henderson, Ali Crawford or Hatim Ben Arfa, the least likely of those 3 options, to come back, and they will fight with Boudibouz for that cam role, while Martin Gibson goes out and becomes a real gets a season of loan games to be a real challenge for that position. My words went completely haywire there. I do apologise, guys. Overall though, I'm fairly happy with how the team's coming together. We've got a lot of young lads who, that's frustrating. We always concede to these holding midfielders who seem to get played further forward in Football Manager. But nonetheless, Coquelin scored. So I'm fairly happy with how the team's coming together. We've got a lot of young lads with potential, and I think that's a key thing for us developing now, is we've got all these lads who can be so much better, and they can maybe be the team that takes us to finishing 5th and 6th, and then sell on those guys to bring in guys that can get us to 4th, 3rd and 1st sort of region into that. So I think we've already got the foundations in place for that Champions League challenge in a longer term setting. That's another horror challenge there, by the way. Chewbacca's had an absolute stormer in this first half, compared to the defence in front of him. Some horrific challenges from Digbu in particular. Okay, Gundogan plays it in, Simpson away, Coquelin picks up, Gundogan again, Camacho, Charlie Taylor with a good tackle, Joshua away, Knox can't get there ahead of Serge Aurier. It is a throw-in to us, I believe. I'm going to go a bit aggressive here, just try and get them going. Chewbacca's actually had a stormer, I get why he's a bit demotivated there. Simpson kicks off, pass it to Digby even. It wasn't his kick off, it was McDonald's, I think. Chewbacca plays forward, Simpson again. He's a player I've got a lot of hope for, is Andy Simpson. We've signed a lot of guys for very, very little money that we can sell on for big, big money, and that's what I'm looking at. If we can start breaking these guys into the first team, improve the team in the meantime, but let them start breaking into the first team, getting a lot of game time, they can be the guys that are going to take us to the next level. Chewbacca had a bit more of the ball here in the second half. Charlie Taylor knocks forward to Matthew Knox. Just got his first Scotland call up after having a little run of games with us up front with McDonald. Joshua Oliol. It's a decent ball across Gibson. Oh, that's a world class challenge on the rebound to make sure it didn't go in the back of the net. Gibson really should have scored with the first effort, but great challenge. It's a bit of a meaningless game, of course. This is Scott Wharton can't get there. Matthew Knox comes out again. John Stones away. Raheem Sterling. Simpson tries to clear it, blocks but falls kindly at full, and back to Chewbacca. Forward it goes for Matthew Knox. Lindoff's going to beat him there. McDonald can't beat Coquelin to the ball. Brandt, Camacho, Sterling, Griezmann. Oh, Sterling's got it again. Gabriel Jesus. Oh, that's a horrific effort from the Brazilian. Big money move, potential talk about him going to PSG, but it's not happened yet. City are saying they want to hold on. If that's his efforts on goal, I would cash in now, City. Ollie all. Horrific left-footed cross. Joe Hart's going to collect. He clears it out as far. Oh, that's a brilliant ball from Joe Hart into Griezmann. Digby's not responded to this attack at all. But his man behind him, Chewbacca, the youngster, is having an absolute stormer. You can't stop that man today. Matthew Knox plays it into Joshua. Martin Gibson, that's a lovely ball from McDonald. He just doesn't respond to it as Denayer gets there first. Hart clears. Fulton. Joshua. I was kind of hoping for one more attack there. We're going to bring off Simpson for Ali Crawford. Give Crawford a little bit of game time, see if we can get him a move. Sterling. Gabriel Jesus. Camacho. Aurier. Gabriel Jesus. Camacho. Good passing round here from City. We just can't get close to them, and when we do, they find another great pass. That's a world-class pass into Griezmann again. Chewbacca can't get there this time. 2-0. It's just different class from City there, really. We couldn't get near them. And to be fair, defence are all over the shop. And Griezmann just finds that pocket in between the defenders, runs into it, the ball's played into him, and he's got space to run into from there. That's where the better players come in, and that's what we've not got just now. We're going to bring Joshua off for Casarini. It will be his last game. He is on loan, and I think we're going to bring Crivelli on. It will be his last game as well. We'll bring him on for McDonald. It's not the best of games, and Joshua gets booked with his last action of the season. He's going to get another chance next season. He's been an absolute rock for us this season. Hopefully we'll have some brought in back up for him. I think we've got 68 million in the bank plus the television money to go in. I think prize money is the one that's got to go in. So I'm hoping for a fairly meaty transfer budget next year with an improved wage budget that we can actually work with, mixed with the guys that we've got we can trade off. The deadwood, if you like, as Camacho has it again. Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, over the top to Griezmann. Not ideal from our boys there. Chewbacca launches it forward. Crivelli cleared. Casarini, Oliol. Gibson, Camacho's just came in and got the angle right with the tackle from behind. Crawford, Wharton, Oliol, Gibson. Oh, it was a poor first touch, but his pass was delightful into Charlie Taylor. Can he find a decent ball? And he can. Crivelli can't get there before Joe Hart though. Good move from us. Joe Hart equal to it again. We have been outclassed in this game. There's no doubt in my mind on that. They're just too good for us. The hundreds of millions beating the couple of millions. Knox, Crawford, Gibson. Oh, what a strike by Martin Gibson there, by the way. That was right into the top corner from almost standing position. His first goal of the season. Matthew Knox, Ali Crawford, Gibson. Maybe not quite standing, but no right to do that. Joe Hart's got no chance. He's putting a stake in. I'm saying I might loan him out to give him 30 games next, in an attempt to find a team that will give him 30 games next season. But I might have to be the guy that gives him 15 and sell the other 3. Griezmann, Gabriel Jesus. Decent effort, Chewbacca saves. What a way to get us back into this game there from Martin Gibson. Hart launches forward. Digbu, Coquelin, Bernard Esche. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that again. Coquelin, Fulton, Martin Gibson. That's a beautiful ball. Can't make its target though, as Otamendi reads it well. Griezmann, oh, he's done his man. He's done a few of them actually. That's worrying when your defence is just carved open like that. I turned away because it was almost disgust from me. Been a decent game from us. You know, we got outmatched. We got the young lads games, and one of our young lads got on the score sheet. 2-1 doesn't reflect how this game has gone by any reflection. 3 or 4-0 would have been a better result in terms of how the game's gone, but I'm happy with that. This was all about just giving some young lads some game time against a top team. It was Ollie Alt who fouled there, but the ref's not even going to let the free kick happen. It is full time. We will go through the results for the last bit of the season. We dropped down to 13th. That's still a reasonable finishing position. 15 million we received for 13th place, so that leaves our finances as 80 million in the kitty. That's a good place to be. Schedule, there we go. So that was the Man City game, and I believe the last game was a Spurs or Arsenal game. Arsenal. So we beat Swansea 3-1. That was a game that got us to avoid relegation. Jay Fulton scoring against his former club, the club that wanted rid of him for so long. They hold him for 400k, now worth 17.5 million almost. So that's worked out well for us. Charlie Taylor scored against Southampton and a 2-1 defeat. 1-0 defeat to Wolves, but again we're playing young lads at this point. And then a 4-1 win with the young lads in play to West Brom. And then obviously that 2-1 defeat there to Man City. So it looks like a rough end to the season, but we're playing so many young lads, I don't think it was really relevant. The games that we should have won, we won. Wolves is the only one that I think would have made any difference to our finishing position. Not it would have been Watford. It would have made a difference if we won it because it would have been on goal difference, but it's irrelevant. So that's maybe the only game that we should have won if we'd played full strength. Other than that, guys, that is the end of this episode, the end of this season. I will be back in the next episode for next season. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.